It's Gorman in the morning with Fletcher and Ryder. Now, 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning on Minnesota's 92 KQRS. We are here with Paul Fletcher.
Good morning. Happy Thursday.
Ryder?
Yo, you see this person right here?
This person right here has her countdown clock on until we talk to Butch frickin' Vig later.
Wow, really?
I cannot
Holy
wait.
smokes.
Yes.
Go figure.
Yeah.
Wow.
What's he
little over
up
24
to?
hours, everyone will hear from him. What's he up to?
What's Butch Vig doing?
Oh, I don't care what he's doing right now. This weekend he's going to be playing at first half.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And so we are, what'd you say? We're about 24 hours away from talking to Butch Vig?
I would say 26.
Right on.
If I've planned out tomorrow correctly.
There's your appointment
Yes.
listening tip for the day. Let's get to it.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, let's get to it. Paul, I'm feeling Minnesota. Other than Butch Vig, is there anything else worth talking about?
A couple things.
Okay.
Let's get into it. The personal finance site Wallet Hub just released its top 100 best small cities in America. And, you know, anytime Minnesota gets attention, we like to pump our tires.
Sure.
8 cities made the top 100.
Wow.
And this is picked from 1,300 U.S. cities originally. Lakeville claims the top spot for Minnesota, 34th
sorry.
overall.
A small city?
Yeah, that's what they're
so,
calling
like,
it.
what kind of population are we talking
20,
about? There's
25 to 100,000 is considered small.
Okay.
Ah, okay.
25 to 100. That's a wide range. I mean,
But keep in mind, it does say, and I didn't know if I had to get this specific, it does say small cities, not town. Like, we're not talking towns.
I'm just saying, but I grew up in a town of 25,000 people, and when I would go to a town with 100,000 people, I was
That was
like,
huge.
holy crap,
Yeah.
they got everything.
Yeah.
So that's
100%.
a wide range. So I'm saying it's
All right.
more impressive. Good job, Lakeville.
Lakeville, Prior Lake, Cottage Grove, Shakopee, Woodbury, Savage. So on this point, up to this point, it basically pays to live in the southern part of the Twin
no
Cities.
kidding.
Minnetonka and Chaska round out the 8 chosen from Minnesota.
Well done, Minnesota.
I don't know where Albertville is on that list, but it's just not. It's displeasing.
How is, so population, Albertville, is that
No, it's
anywhere
actually-
near 25,000?
No, it wouldn't be. But we're
Okay.
lumped in with St. Michael, and then I think we would be. But I
Okay.
maybe not even. I don't know. I'm just making a joke.
Way to go,
It's fine.
Bert.
I'm fine living. Yeah, it's fine being tiny. Jane Goodall has passed away at the age of 91. Pretty astonishing life she led. The famed conservationist and primatologist was known for her groundbreaking research on chimpanzees and environmental advocacy.
7th grade, maybe, science class, and the teacher set up a film projector, and we watched a film in class, like it was, that's right, the 70s.
Yeah.
And it was about Jane Goodall. It was like a National Geographic thing. I'd never heard of her, and the whole class, that's all it took, 15 minutes, and we were all like, she should be the king of the world, the queen of the world. She should be president. She's
figured
the
it
coolest human that's ever lived.
Yes.
And kind of just had a giant crush on her ever since. What an amazing life. What an incredible woman.
Well said. We watched,
to
I don't know
her.
if it was the exact same thing, but we watched Jane Goodall stuff at Elm Creek Elementary in Maple
man.
Grove as well. So, yeah.
Incredible.
The annual Coolest Thing Made in Minnesota contest whittled down a huge list to a Final Four, and the finalists this year, announced by the Minnesota Chamber of Commerce, are... This list is, I'm like dumbfounded that this stuff was all made in Minnesota. An all-terrain wheelchair called the Track Chair.
We talked about
that before.
Okay.
That
This
thing's
thing is
badass.
cool.
Yeah, all right. The SR Series G7 Plus, it's a single-engine airplane from Cirrus Aircraft.
Okay.
The sleek-looking vestibule teardrop trailer. I want one of those. That thing's really cool.
Badass.
And last but not least, military razor from Polaris. If you care to vote, you can do so online right now.
Okay. Fair
Those are
enough.
Game on.
Yeah, they're...
What's the Razor from Polaris? What is that?
It's the Razor's like an all-terrain vehicle.
Okay.
They're like, it's like a caged-in, like, I don't know, a hopped-up
I don't know,
go-kart, basically.
You said that, and I don't know if you noticed. I touched my face because I was like, I got to get a shave. And I realized we're not talking about the same kind of razor.
different kind of razor,
Yeah.
actually. 2 Delta jets collided at New York's LaGuardia Airport. Air traffic control says the regional jets were on a taxiway yesterday when the right wing of one plane collided with the nose of the other.
Oof.
Delta said in a statement, quote, Delta will work with all relevant authorities to review what occurred as safety of our customers and people comes before all else. We apologize to our customers for the experience.
Yeah, the headline there is they were on the ground moving slowly. That's
Thankfully.
good news.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, thank God.
Thought that was going in a very different direction at first.
Oh, man, it very well could have. There was a minor injury to a flight attendant. That's it. So,
Okay.
Yeah. Opus is releasing a 400-page coffee table book titled Oasis Live 25, featuring photos by Simon Emmett from the band's first tour in 16 years.
Okay.
Now, here's the part where I'm confused, and I looked to try to find more information on this. The limited marquee edition of the book will be limited to 100 copies worldwide.
Right.
I have to imagine there's another version, but this limited one sounds pretty wild. Ultra high definition on luxury paper, a hand bound in a silk covered clamshell case.
Yeah, sure. Right.
I mean,
on.
there have to be like regular ones that anybody can get.
They'll
too,
do that.
right?
Yeah, there will be.
Yeah,
There's a publisher in London called Genesis, and they do a lot of those giant coffee table rock books for all the classics. A company founded many years ago. It's now run by a daughter and a son, a young couple I met years ago. I mean, they're brother and sister, of the guy that founded it.
Okay.
Anyway, long story short, they were big fans of my former band, the Black Crowes, and I met them once, and then they did a book for Ringo Starr.
Oh,
and
cool.
and these things are really nice, extraordinarily nice. And they said, "Hey, do you want to come and speak at the book launch?"
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, "Well, as a matter of fact, I do."
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And by doing that, I got on their secret buddy list, where every time they put out a book, they just send me one.
Oh, wow.
nice.
Lucky.
And yeah, and then I go on eBay sometimes and go, "Oh my God, this thing's worth like $500. It's crazy."
Wow.
So the key here is meet people in publishing. That's my
Sure.
tip.
Yeah.
Especially when
Jeez.
they publish rock books like this Oasis coffee table book.
Heck yeah. So that you'll just have one arrive.
Well, I don't know if they do. I don't think it's the same company, but
Damn it.
Yeah.
An Illinois driver decided the best way to stop being bored was to ram into a police SUV during a traffic stop. The officer was stepping out of his vehicle when Keegan Jennings crashed his Camaro into the back of the patrol car, nearly crushing the officer between the two vehicles, the vehicle that he had stopped previously. When asked what happened by the cop, who was, by the way, the cop was super calm about all of this.
Okay.
He said, "I don't know, man. I've been drinking and I took some weed pills and I was just bored and I hate cops." Needless to say, he was immediately handcuffed and taken to jail.
That gets worse with every consecutive word out of his mouth. Every successive word makes it all worse.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, know when to stop talking.
Leave the drinking and pills is one thing. Tapping it off with "and I was bored."
Yeah.
That's
Not helping.
wow. After
and
the I hate cops.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. Nirvana was wrapped up in a lawsuit. I had no idea. Did you guys know about this lawsuit?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, it was just announced. A judge dismissed Spencer Eldon's lawsuit against Nirvana over the Nevermind cover, stating that the photo did not violate child pornography laws. The judge compared the image of Eldon on the cover to a, quote, family photo of a nude child bathing and found it not lascivious. Eldon, who was 4 months old when the photo was taken, filed a lawsuit in 2021 claiming child pornography.
So quite famously, the cover of one of the biggest albums of all time
Yep.
Sure.
features a naked baby boy in a pool, as you said, 4 months old.
Yep.
This kid grew up somehow, I don't know, if I'm going to put my 4-month-old baby into a pool and let someone take a photo of that naked baby and it goes onto an album cover, I would consider never telling my kid that was him.
That was him?
Until he's an
Yes.
adult.
Right.
Because that's a kid who went to school, and in third grade, he's like, "Hey, you ever heard of Nirvana? That's me." And it just turned into a thing, and it led to this poor guy suing for child porn violation. I mean, this is, by the way, not his first lawsuit.
No, he's done this multiple times.
He's stepped up to bat several times. It's like, honey, get what do they say? Get a life? Yeah,
I
get
think
2
it's
lives.
Go
Get 3.
touch grass.
Go
I
on.
think it's the new phrase.
No one
Yeah.
cares.
Yeah.
No one would ever know that was you unless you tell them.
Correct. A grizzly bear named Chunk won this year's Fat Bear Week contest. Congratulations to Chunk. He managed to get himself nice and fattened up for winter despite a broken jaw. We've got a naturalist. His name's Mike Fritz talking about Chunk.
The merely chubby have been winnowed away.
Yes.
Our 2 finalists in Pepper Week, 856 and Chunk, are specimens of success. Despite his broken jaw, he remains one of the biggest and fattest bears at Brooks River. Chunk used his determination and adaptability to persevere.
Nice win, Chunk.
Chunk.
Sorry, 856.
Yeah.
Maybe get a real name and not just some number.
Yeah, thickera.
I love how
Makes me
this.
think of those chunky bars I love so much.
Yes.
I love how this guy tries to make him sound like he's an athlete or something like that.
Well, you know what?
Dude.
If you bulk up and you're the fattest bear and you do that with a broken jaw,
Yeah.
You're a grinder.
If you're a wild
sure.
animal, eating is no joke. It is your prime objective.
Well done, Chunk.
yeah.
The Minnesota Vikings will be in London to play the Cleveland Browns on Sunday. They're in London as we speak. This is going to be Carson Wentz's 98th NFL start.
Okay.
Or 99th, I should say. His record as a starter, let's do the math here, 51-48. Right there, right above middling.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, and with one tie.
Okay.
So he's Kevin O'Connell said, hey, listen, actually, we're really happy with Wentz. He said 2 tipped ball interceptions away from having a pretty clean sheet, which does make a difference when people are tipping balls you're throwing. Now, of course, you could make this the argument that, well, don't throw it where someone can tip it, but that's part of football. That's going to happen. But here's the real issue. The Vikings right now, in a very un-O'Connell-like manner, are the NFL's second most penalized team thus far in the season.
Wow.
The offense has been penalized 19 times.
Oh.
In 4 games?
Yeah, 13 pre-snap penalties. They just can't get their snap. That's a new quarterback. That's a new offensive line. That's to be expected. But 19 flags in 4 games, fellas.
It's probably not super shocking when you're on second, third, fourth string offensive lineman.
The Gophers, Drake Lindsey, the freshman quarterback, as we said the other day, had a hell of a game against Rutgers Saturday. He's getting a lot of attention, a redshirt quarterback, I should say. But as we also mentioned, that's going to be a little different story this Saturday. He's going to have a national audience as they go play Ohio State. So a freshman quarterback is going into Columbus. Ooh. This is the defending national champions. This is the number 1 ranked team in the country. This is the number 1 defense in the country. They're allowing 5 points a game.
Are you serious? So the hockey? Are you talking about the Ohio State hockey team?
There will be 107,000 people in that stadium, 106,000 of them cheering for Ohio State. Good luck, kid. Let's see what happens. You know what? You're going to learn a lot about Drake Lindsey on Saturday.
100%.
I look forward to it.
If it's just not embarrassing, is that a win for the Gophers?
100%. It's a big win for a freshman quarterback if he goes in there and gets anything accomplished.
Keeps it close, yeah.
Hey, happy 30th anniversary to the O.J. Simpson jury.
Oh, no way.
On this day 30 years ago, they deliberated for exactly 4 hours after an 8-month murder trial. 4 hours of deliberation.
Okay.
3 hours and 59 minutes of it were spent going, how long do we have to wait? Show of hands, we're good here? Let's go. And then Judge Ito was so blown away that he was like, hold on, we'll wait another day. They made them wait 1 extra day, even though they were like, let us out of here. Fun time in America when we learned that you can actually be framed and guilty at the same time. Go figure.
Totally true.
Hey, Columbia Heights.
Yes.
What's happening, Columbia Heights?
Hey, so Columbia Heights is a pretty prominent resident, Thomas Lowry. You know what this guy did?
Tell me.
He purchased and restored Abraham Lincoln's funeral car, and it was stored in Columbia Heights before being destroyed in a fire in 1911. That's fascinating.
What's the point of restoring it if you're not going to have buckets of water around it at all times? Come on, Lowry.
I don't know.
Man, but then he went on and invented seasoned salt. Man, I'm really appreciative because that stuff's great on a cucumber.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Okay, let's talk about that morning alarms. Let's say you're on the road. You're in a hotel, specifically a Holiday Inn Express.
Okay.
And let's say that your phone charger was left behind and you need to use the alarm clock in the room. It still happens on occasion.
Yeah.
There used to be a time when the Holiday Inn, any hotel room alarm clock was the first 5 minutes of your visit. You'd get there and be like, okay, now how does this work?
Yep.
And you'd test it, make sure it works, and then you'd set it, that whole thing. I can't tell you how many minutes of my life I spent holding a hotel alarm clock like, okay, test it set it for 2 minutes from now and make sure it works, and then set it for 12 hours, and then,
Would you call the front desk as well, just as a backup?
I learned very early on they're not trustworthy. Just never trusted the bastards.
Gotcha.
What do you mean call the front desk?
To set a wake-up call.
A wake-up call?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Once they went automated, it was a little better. But honestly, I was always like...
Because they just forget. They get busy or whatever.
Well, I'm always checking in at night. Look at the guy behind the desk. He's drunk.
Yeah.
But hey, check this out. Holiday Inn's got a new type of an alarm clock. It's not going to wake you up with a noise. It's not going to flash a bright light in your eyes.
Okay, that sounds promising.
But here's what it's going to do. It sends out scents, and it wakes you up thinking, and this is cruel because you're going to wake up and you're going to suddenly go, I actually want to eat the food in the lobby. And that's not nice. We shouldn't force people to do. No, I'm sorry, Holiday Inn Express. I'm sure that breakfast buffet's fine.
No.
But here's my problem. I know myself. When I'm asleep and there's a strong scent, I just stay in the dream and deal with the scent in my dream. I would be the guy. I would be dreaming. This would be my dream. I'm on an airplane. I'm wondering why we can't get any altitude. I'm a little stressed. Typical anxiety dream. And then suddenly I'm like, why is the blueberry muffin? Why are they making muffins? The pilot should be getting the plane.
Right.
And it lengthens the nightmare I'm in.
Right.
But now with blueberry muffin scent.
Sure.
I'm not waking up to the scent of Holiday Inn bacon.
Yeah,
I'm chasing bacon in a dream. I'm at a pigsty suddenly.
Right. Or suddenly coffee is fueling the plane or something like that, right?
100%.
Yeah, I don't know if this would work, but I have to say, if it did work, be a hell of an awesome way to wake up. And the toughest decision I would have is whether I go with coffee, bacon, or blueberry muffins to wake me up. They all sound lovely.
Don't you need a terrible smell to wake you up?
That's where I was
you need
going.
a terrible noise to wake you up?
That's where I was going. If you can give me a bacon or coffee or blueberry muffin smell, you can also give me a dog just took a dump smell.
Yeah.
That does wake me up.
That's true.
That on occasion will happen. And I'm like, oh my
Okay.
God, that's like bang. Uh-oh, we got a problem.
We could, if they could harvest the smell of Chunk, that fat bear winner. I'm sure he reeks. Put that
absolutely.
in the room.
Of
you know?
course.
Yeah. No, that's. I don't know that this is really going to be something that takes off. It's just good shtick, I guess.
It's interesting.
I don't know.
It's an interesting concept.
All I know is this: don't touch the remote control in your hotel room. That thing is nasty. There's your travel tip for the day.
Thank you.
Jordan Addison is not the only man who likes to push the speed limit around these parts.
Give it the onion.
You know, Jordan Addison, when he did get popped on 94 doing like 140, at least he was in a Lamborghini.
It was
Yeah.
that's a very cool car.
I mean, you're in a Lambo. It's late at night. There's no one in front of you. I get it. I get it. You're
Everybody
young.
is like, how do you not go 140?
That's exactly
correct.
right. But check this out. A dude who has now had his car impounded and is sitting in the can. This is actually down in Florida. Was caught by cops doing about 124. They estimated he was probably closer to 140 at top speeds. In a Toyota Camry.
What?
Didn't know that was possible.
Oh, man.
Wow. Well done, young lad.
Just get him an endorsement deal with Toyota at this point.
Trust me, the Toyota Motor Company is already reaching out. They're like, we got to get a hold of this kid.
Sure.
But as you do when you get pulled over, he didn't just go, sorry, you caught me. He had plenty of good reasons. But there's a few other elements here. Here's the arresting officer.
The Camry driver did not have a license. That's red flag number one. Number two, this is all happening at 3 in the morning. Where they're going at 3 in the morning, I do not know.
Where they're going at 3 in the morning, I do not know.
Yeah.
But the driver, who's a 24-year-old kid, he did say, "Yeah, you don't understand, man. I really had to get to the bathroom.
That's it?
Really had to get to the bathroom." As he's going past multiple gas stations and other establishments that are open at 3 a.m. that probably have indoor plumbing.
Correct.
Are we sure this is a dude driving?
This is a dude driving.
Okay.
He did have a female passenger. Nothing about her needing to go to the bathroom. You had the out right there.
She needs to go to the bathroom. Might have gotten him out of the ticket.
Might have gotten him out of the ticket. You ever talk yourself out of a ticket? I'm curious. Did it work? The Luther Westside Volkswagen Talk and Text line is wide open, 651-989-ROCK. You can give us a ring. You can shoot in a text.
Yeah, Tubby said, I was driving home in a blizzard, blocks from home, and got pulled over. When asked to do the stand-on-one-leg coordination test, I told the officer, it's cold out and my legs are really skinny. He didn't buy it.
Okay. No? You didn't go for the skinny leg excuse? Wow. Mm-hmm. What else we got?
We got one from a 507 number. It says, my uncle's in a wheelchair. He was driving an adapted car where the hand control senses legs because his legs don't work, so everything was the hand controls. He told the cop that his new controls were a little sensitive and he was having a hard time getting used to it.
Sure.
He also got home and realized that there was a Ziploc bag full of weed on the passenger seat.
These things happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, if you've got the adapted car, you got to take full advantage of it. I mean, it's like, of course you're going to go with that.
Yeah.
I've had two, I've been pulled over for speeding twice.
Okay.
And the whole, hey, aren't you on the radio thing came up, and one of them worked out great.
Yeah.
Guy said, this is when I was doing sports talk years ago, and I was racing from my mom's house back to the studio in Nashville. So I had like an hour-long drive.
Okay.
A lot of traffic on the interstate, slow, and I'm like, oh my, I'm pushing the boundaries here. I might be late to my own radio show.
Yes.
And I'm flying once traffic clears out of the way, and I get pulled over, and the guy takes my license. He goes, "Oh, you sports guy?" And I'm like, "Yep." He goes, "Oh, man, I listen to you every day." I go, "Well, you're not going to listen to me today if we don't wrap this up quick." Because I said that, and he goes, "Oh my God, you're trying to go to work, man. Okay,
Yes.
just keep it under stay the speed limit." I go, "You got it."
Nice.
And I was like, "That is awesome,
Excellent.
incredible."
You should have asked for an escort.
And then the same thing happened a few years ago in Virginia, driving back from my daughter's college town, and a guy pulled me over, and he goes, this was the rock show at night. He goes, "Steve, man, I listen to you every night, like on my shift." I go, "Oh, that's awesome." He goes, "God, man, it's a great, and I loved your band, and I listened to the show. It's great." I said, "Thanks." He goes, "All right, I'll be right back." And he goes to his car, and I imagine he's just making sure I don't have any outstanding warrants or anything. And then he came back and really politely handed me my speeding ticket. And I was like, dude, I thought we had a thing.
Yeah, I thought we were besties.
So I'm batting 500 on radio guy gets out of a ticket.
You know what?
That's not bad.
Batting 500 puts you in the Hall of Fame.
Actually, I'm batting 666 because I also got out of jury duty because I had to do a radio show. That was the one.
That's
All right,
very
well, if we
cool.
count that, you're definitely in the Hall of Fame. 666 is it's a good batting average.
The Luther Westside Volkswagen Talking. Text line 651-989-ROCK. Load us up. Let us know your excuses. Did they actually work? Yes or no? Ryder, ever talked yourself out of a ticket?
Oh, yeah, it's kind of embarrassing. Yeah, the last time I got pulled over was like the first week that I got my manual transmission, my stick shift.
Okay.
And I was not the smoothest driver. So we were either, burning out or stalling out this vehicle.
Sure.
And I had burned out pretty loud. I'd peeled out pretty loud and immediately got pulled over.
Oof.
And this cop was clearly being trained because two of them came up to my window. There was
Okay.
the dude in the front, and then I can hear the woman behind him telling him what to say or whatever.
Oh, man.
But they're like, you can't be burning out like this. What are you doing? And I'm like, I'm sorry, it's the first week. I don't really know how to drive this manual transmission quite yet. And he's like, okay. And then the woman behind him's like, don't give her. We don't have time for this paperwork.
Nice.
And he's like, all right, but you need to practice more. And I'm like,
That's right.
on it, officer.
You're right.
Yeah.
They
Wow.
have parking
Wow.
lots at night for this sort of thing. Fletcher, you like to get around in a hurry.
I do, and the thing that's embarrassing for me, it's embarrassing in a completely different way than Ryder. I just suck when I'm in the moment.
What do you mean?
I panic. And
Really?
So I've basically had no good story to ever try to get out of anything. I've been pulled over probably 2 or 3 times for speeding, and I just had to. I don't. You know what? Only one resulted in a ticket. So my batting average is pretty good, but I've never come up with any good story. I just
really?
suck on the spot. It's awful. I don't know what the deal is. I'm a good, clean, living citizen, but when I get pulled over, I freak out.
We were
Gotta
first
holster an excuse, man, just like a dirty joke.
first national tour I was ever on, 1990. We leave First Avenue.
Yeah.
We play First Ave. Actually, we crashed in a hotel for a few hours. Wake up the next morning. Our next gig is in Denver. I don't know the last time you drove from here to there, but it's a long drive.
It's an awful drive,
And
by the way.
it's 7 or 8 people in a van, and we are somewhere in the middle of western Nebraska, and it's the next night. It's dark out.
Yeah.
And we got to pull over and take a leak, and there's just no exit. I'm like, well, screw it. I'm driving. I'm like, let's just pull over. There's no cars. We're in nowhere. We pull over. Everybody hops out of the van. Everybody takes a leak. We're getting back into the van, and whoop, here comes the blues.
Oh, no.
State trooper pulls up right behind the van as we're reassembling, and I put the window down, and the guy comes up, and he's like, what's going on, fellas? What are we doing here? And I'm like, oh, we're just driving to Denver. And he's like, what's that? I said, we're a band. We have a show. We were in Minneapolis. Did the whole thing. And he goes, so you guys weren't just urinating on the side of my beautiful highway, were you? And I said,
My beautiful highway?
yeah.
Give
And
me a break.
I said, absolutely not. I said, no, we're switching drivers. I'm just taking over. I'd already been driving. But I said, no, we just got out, stretched the legs, and we're just swapping drivers.
Yeah.
We've been looking for a truck stop. Haven't seen one for like 20 miles, so we just pulled over.
It's a very real thing in western Nebraska, by the way.
And he just goes, all right, then. So everybody's cool. You're not drinking. I said, oh, gosh, no. I said, no, this is a long drive. And he's like, all right, very good. Our tour manager, who was a buddy of mine who'd never been a tour manager before and wasn't one for very long, was sitting in the passenger seat. And as the cop is like, all right, we'll take care. What's the band called? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
In the middle of now we're just chatting, Kenny, his name, leans forward. He goes, officer, I did urinate. I'm sorry. I can't lie to you.
No.
What? I did. Just totally copped to it.
Wow.
And boy, you've never seen anybody lose whatever tiny bit of cool they were hanging on to faster. Heard about that one? You know what? This guy's still a friend of mine, and I still talk about it like once a year to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember that time in Nebraska? Really? Come on.
Like, I don't have a lot of game in front of the cops, but I wouldn't have done that.
You wouldn't have done
just
that.
stayed quiet. Like, shut up, man.
Oh, yeah.
All you have to do is not say anything.
Yeah, tough days. Tough days on the road, ladies and gentlemen.
That's a tough one.
Did you ever talk yourself out of one? Sean from New Prague is on the horn. Sean, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
What do you got for us?
So my grandmother, when she was in her 80s, got pulled over for speeding. It was wintertime.
Nice.
She was driving 82 and a 55.
Oh,
The
Grandma.
officer asked her why she was driving so fast. And she said her boots were too heavy. And I still have a copy of that speeding ticket.
What?
Her only ticket in her life.
Wow.
That's
She
awesome.
waited until she was 82 to get busted. That's fantastic.
Heck yeah.
I was in the, I remember
Boots
one of
are
those,
too heavy.
I had one of those moments with my own mom when you realize, oh, she's a person. She's not just this, saint who's here to take care of everything I need all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's when she got pulled over in a town called Monk's Corners, South Carolina. Weird little spot. Yeah,
Yeah.
never forget that. She got pulled over. We're driving. We're going home from the beach. My brother lived down there. I'm a kid. She gets pulled over, absolutely lead-footing it through a 2-lane highway in South Carolina. And the cop comes up. He says, I need to see your registration. And she opens the glove compartment. And where is her registration? It's tucked into her Bible. And I was like, I've never seen my mom read a Bible before. And she said,
right?
Here, yes, officer, it's right here. And she just pulled her Bible. She goes, here, I keep it right here, so I always know where it is. And the guy's like, well, and of course, very Southern. He's like, well, Miss Imelda, you were doing 81 in a 65 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
She was like, it's my husband's company car, and I'm just getting used to it. The whole thing.
Of course.
And I'm like, okay, first of all, you got a Bible in the glove compartment for this very reason. And secondly, you're just full on lying about how long you've had this car.
Oh.
My mom's kind of cool. All right.
Very.
Yeah.
The girl is crafty like ice is cold.
I had no idea she had such a poker face.
Yeah.
That's when I realized all that community theater was coming in handy.
Yeah.
I mean, if she could play Golda, a Jewish woman in 19th century Ukraine for Fiddler on the Roof, this cop in South Carolina had no chance.
Oh, yeah.
1,000%.
Very, very intense right there. 651-989-ROCK is the Luther Westside Volkswagen Talk and Text line. Let us know your getting out of it stories. Hey, it's Thursday, which means it's time for a little Rank You Very Much coming up.
Yeah,
we
buddy.
got a good one today. Let's go ahead and say it, because I want to hear your submissions. We're going to rank our top 3, wait for it, worst band names. Good bands with terrible names.
Yep.
That's what we're looking for. Don't give me some band that sucks. Good band, terrible name. We're going to rank them in 5 minutes and 2 songs.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Thank you very much. Very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you very much.
Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. It's time for Rank You Very Much, and you are welcome to join in. 651-989-ROCK. That's the talk and text line, courtesy of our friends at Luther Westside Volkswagen. You can text in your 3. We do our top 3s on Rank You Very Much, and today's topic, good bands with a terrible name.
Yeah.
Our top 3. Let them load up the text line. Give us your 3. And so I'm already looking forward to this, Ryder. Let's just dive right in.
I'm not. I'm cringing already.
Your number 3.
Okay.
Good band, terrible name.
My number 3, and this is based on Jim Morrison having such great nicknames for himself personally.
Sure.
But The Doors is not a good band name.
Really?
I do not like it as a band name.
No kidding.
No, put it up against Mr. Mojo Rising. Put it up against The Lizard King. It sounds
Okay.
real silly.
Well,
The Doors.
she's not wrong. I actually agree.
No, but the Doors of Perception, the whole, wasn't that like a Aldous Huxley thing? I mean, it was a very literary thing. He was maybe overthinking it a bit. I get it. The first time you
Really?
hear it, you are kind of like, the Doors could be,
I think it's some dumb line on a game show like, what's behind door number 3?
Yeah.
Well, it does come down to, you get used to these names, but it's important to go back and remember initial reactions. That's
Right.
Mine are all about that. So
Right?
I
Right.
get it.
You're walking around
I'm
LA,
going to allow it.
and it's on a poster.
yeah.
Are you going to that show? Probably not.
You know what saved it is
Few people did.
the font. You know, the lettering, that the way it looked made a big difference. Because if it was just like in a, Helvetica, the Doors.
Yeah.
you'd be like, oh, for God's sake.
It
Good
did
point. All right.
That is very iconic.
It did capture the era and the decade,
Yeah.
with the font, for sure.
All right.
Okay.
We're allowing it. We're allowing it.
Okay.
I like to work my way through the garden on these and come around to a consensus.
That's
Okay.
the one I was most nervous about. I'm okay with my other two.
All right, Fletcher, you're number 3.
I'm afraid I'm going to get attacked by my own people here.
Okay.
Since 1991, the greatest band on the planet, through my eyes, has an awful name. Pearl Jam's terrible.
You're putting that at number 3? I'm surprised this is not your number 1.
My number 1? You think I'm going to put my guys at number 1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Well, isn't it a euphemism for ejaculate or no?
It's not. It's actually, it's a terrible story. The real story is that they were sitting in a Seattle restaurant and brainstorming names, and Jeff Ament threw out Pearl, and then they saw Neil Young, and they added the word jam like days later or whatever. But what makes it even worse is that through the years, Eddie told this story about how his great-grandmother Pearl used to have this peyote-laced jam that she made, yada, yada, yada. And it just makes it all dumb.
And that's just a story he made up.
He made up, and he's now since admitted it. But it's like that. The fact that he admitted it was just a made-up story makes it all even more hokey and dumb.
Yeah. You know what? Good. I'm liking it because the pearl is a great word. It just to be used with anything. It's an odd.
Janis Joplin already took it, though.
She already took it. You can't be, and you don't want to be the pearls. You don't want to be the. Yeah, I've never heard what you thought it was a euphemism for, Ryder. But yeah, as soon as you said that, I was like, well, yeah, of course.
Yeah, I've heard that actually. Yeah, I've heard that a lot.
All right, so yeah, all right, good. That's a good because of how much you love the band. I respect the effort there.
Throwing them under the bus.
Real missed opportunity with peyote lace jam.
No
I think would have been a lot better. Steve,
peyote jam. My all right. So my number 3. Like I said, all these go back to immediate reactions when I heard bands. Mott the Hoople.
Yeah.
As a kid, I remember the first time I ever heard All the Young Dudes on the radio.
It's great.
In my brother Tom's van. Listen, it was immediately my favorite song I'd ever heard.
Yeah.
I was like, how have I missed this? This record had probably been out 4 years, but I'd never heard it. And I was blown away. Like, oh my God, what is this? Like instantly, turn it up. And I was so excited. And Tom goes, well, I got the record. When we get home, you can listen to it. I have the album. And I was like, oh my God, who is this band? And he said, Mott the Hoople. And I said, what?
Huh?
The
and
what?
he said, Mott the Hoople. And I said, what? And that went back and forth a dozen times. I said, okay, you have to write it down when we get home. I don't even know what these words are. He was like, Mott the Hoople. And I'm like, that's 2 words. I know the.
Yeah.
The definite article I'm good with. What is Mott and what is Hoople? It annoyed me so much that I almost was like, I don't even want to hear this song again. And I just hated that name so intently. Now, I mean, I can see it now and it's fine, but it was it was the first time I ever hated a band name.
Okay.
It just took the floor out from under me.
When I first heard the name, there was no internet. You couldn't pull out your phone and look it up immediately to see what I thought it was all one word of nonsense the first time I heard it. I'm like, I was the same way. I'm like, it's what? Yeah, it took me a minute to even grasp what the hell it was.
And then when I found out Bowie wrote that song for him, I was even more, it's not even your song. God.
You guys are a fraud.
All right, Ryder, our number 2s. Good bands, terrible names. What do you got?
Number 2 is Jimmy Eat World.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Meaningless nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was based on and now to the band's credit, there is somebody in the band named Jim, at least. That's like the only saving part of this
really
band
hungry.
name.
He's apparently really
but it was like the story is like his brother did a drawing back when they were kids and blah, blah, blah. Not good. No, just not good, Jimmy Eat World.
Yeah, I've never listened to that band. I wouldn't know a Jimmy Eat World song if you smack me in the face with it, but I
might do that later.
But I do know that anytime I see that band name, I go, oh, God, you got to be kidding me. It makes Death Cab for Cutie look like an awesome name.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, Jimmy Eat World is rough.
All right, Fletcher, you're number 2.
I really don't have any reason for this, and I'm not even really a fan of this band. It's nonsense to me. Of all the names and all the words and all the letter combinations out there, you put Mr. in front of Mr.
Oh, Mr.
Wow.
That's
okay.
nonsense. It's stupid. This is just like it's Mr. What?
Yeah.
I'm blanking on what the hit is for Mr. Mystery.
Take these broken wings.
Okay, wait, I'm sorry.
Again.
All right, well, we're supposed to do good bands for this.
That's right.
Okay.
Take these broken wings. So let's rip off the Beatles and have a bad name. Fair enough.
Oh, yeah. Totally. Yeah. It's awful.
Okay, my number 2, good band, or at least band everyone knows, bad name. This is a tough one for me because these guys are friends of mine and literally all top-notch gentlemen. I mean, it's kind of obvious. Hootie and the Blowfish. What an awful, god-awful band name. And by the way, this goes again back. 1989, walk into a club where my band's playing. Almost, by the way, we were called Mr. Crow's Garden, so can't really argue too vociferously. Walk into a club called Rockefellers in Columbia, South Carolina, and they have the club calendar up there, and I'm seeing all the other bands that are coming in, and I knew all these bands in the Southeast all doing the same circuit, and I was like, oh, I know those guys. Oh, they're coming. And then I saw right there on a Saturday night, Hootie and the Blowfish, and I was like, and I said, that's the worst. I hate that name more than any band name I've ever seen. Like, I said it out loud to no one.
Okay.
And a dude who worked at the club, he goes, oh, they're from here. Yeah, no, they're cool, man. They're great. And I go, that's an actual band. Is this a joke band? He goes, no. And he goes, oh, they hate the name too. And I was like, what? And he goes, yeah, they're huge here. And it's a thing. Like, they just used that name once kind of as a joke, and then it stuck, and they didn't change it in time, and now they pack out, they play all the time. They're and then I noticed it. Then it was once something hits your radar, you can't get away from it. Suddenly I'm like, then they're playing in Atlanta. They're in I saw the name everywhere. All of a sudden I'm like,
it's like stubbing your toe, right?
Yeah.
You
just I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this band name. But years before I ever heard a song, but I was like, I hate those guys. And then the first time I met them, I was like, what a great bunch of dudes.
Yeah.
Oh man. And then at some point after 31 beers, someone finally said something, and they were like, yeah, we hate it too. It's just too late. We can't do anything about it.
If we'd have done this before I was sitting here with you two, I probably would have had this band on my list because it is a dumb name. But just in the fact that Darius has flat out said, yeah, we don't like the name either. It just kind of stuck. That kind of lets them off the hook for me.
And it really held them back because their debut album is only the 8th biggest selling album in American history. It's not top 5.
Is it so ridiculous that you have to listen to them? Is it so bad that you have to go to the show? Is it so bad that it's good? I mean, dude, Cracked Rearview Mirror, clearly they can title things.
Yes,
that's a great album title.
It's just Cracked Rear View.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
that's right.
even better.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's tough, man. 651-989-ROCK. Let us know your top 3 good band, big band, successful band, however you want to do it, but terrible name. Before we give you our number ones, we do have some text messages. Fletcher?
Rich came with Led Zeppelin, Ugly Kid Joe, and Hole.
I think Led Zeppelin's a great name.
It's a good name when you get the story, which Keith Moon said you'll go over like a lead balloon.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it turns into LED Zeppelin. Kind of cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like it too.
And the fact
Hole,
that there was
though,
like a Hole. Yeah.
It's kind of I don't know. I think it's kind of a badass name.
It's a badass name.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's just.
I don't love the band,
it's
but
kind
it's a good
of
name.
perfect, really. I don't know what else Courtney Love could have possibly called her band.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's get to our number ones. Ryder.
Okay.
All right, and it's really tough because I love this band. I think they've put out 2 records that are damn near perfect and a bunch of other really good ones. But I do not like this name at all.
What?
It is Queens of the Stone Age.
Oh, sure.
It's too long. It doesn't really mean anything. There are no women in this band. But man, it's so freaking good.
Yeah, it's not even a good acronym. QOTSA.
Yeah.
It's like Kotla?
Yeah.
I've never even thought twice about it, but you're right.
But does it help at all that the squiggle on the Q is often a sperm?
A sperm? No, not really.
Okay.
Josh Homme was in a band called Caius. K-Y. Yeah.
Keep that name. That's a great name.
That was a really good name. I think there were legal reasons he couldn't.
Would Kings of the Stone Age been better?
No.
Stone Age Kings. Okay,
maybe.
What about just Stone Age?
That might have been okay.
Maybe,
but that's probably taken.
Queens of the Stone Age is kind of cool, man.
You're just getting too Flintstone-y at certain points.
Yeah, the band is very cool.
All right, then that's a perfect submission. Great band because it's a band you actually like.
Oh, I love them.
Like Fletcher's Pearl Jam. I like both those submissions. All right, you're number 1, Fletcher.
I mean, by that criteria that you just laid out, my number 1 kind of sucks because I don't really love this band. I did like them I liked them for a time, and they had a massive song. But Hoobastank? What is that?
Yeah.
That's a pretty bad name.
That's just like organizing letters into something that technically works that you can pronounce, but doesn't. I mean, it's not even a
story?
word.
Is it a drug euphemism? I just assumed it was something to do with a bong or something. I never knew.
I never cared enough to.
Yeah, and I actually don't either. Don't even worry about it. I don't want to know. I just wish. But you said it. Therefore, it's out there on the table.
Playful made-up word they came up with. A high school
It's
inside
not
joke.
even real?
No, it's just nonsense. That's the thing. And then on top of it, they're kind of a lame band. I hate to say it, but they kind of are.
mid at best, dude.
Mid at best is right.
My number one, a 3-word band name, and the words on their own separately, totally fine with. I love the word blue. I even like the color blue. I will eat oysters anytime you offer them to me.
Oh, damn.
And the Cult Rocks, that's a great band name.
Yeah.
Somebody else has
put
it.
These words together, Blue Oyster Cult, for as long as I can remember, those words strung together, it elicits a mild sense of nausea when I think of those words. Now, because going back to the day, as a kid, I would immediately, the first time I ever heard those words together, I envisioned some hippies sitting around like an abandoned ranch, an old movie set, eating blue oysters. Granted, I probably shouldn't have been allowed to flip through Helter Skelter as a little kid as often as I did. But I turned Blue Oyster Cult in my mind into an oyster-eating Manson family. And I can never escape the imagery. And so when I hear those words, I don't mind the songs. You put them on, I'm like, I've heard them all a billion times.
Yeah.
But Blue Oyster Cult, it gives me the heebie-jeebies. Call your band the heebie-jeebies. I'd be better with it.
Oh, that's a good name. But the one saving thing about Blue Oyster Cult is they are the first, and not even really metal band, but the first band to use the umlauts in their name. And then then like every metal band did it. Like Motorhead came after and stuff like that.
All right, then props for trivia. What was their original band name? They had to change it after they got bad reviews.
Oh, I don't know that
I think
one.
you've told the story before.
Soft White Underbelly.
Yes!
Oh, God.
I think that's better than Blue Oyster Cult. Call me crazy.
I've never given it thought until you say this now, and now, Blue Oyster Cult is kind of dumb. It's really just dumb.
It just makes me. I hate the idea of Squeaky and Sadie and Charlie eating blue oysters. That's I'll never get it out of my head.
Hey, Matt texted one in that I think is worth mentioning. Goo Goo Dolls.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, not.
They're not good.
They're take them or leave them. But they've crafted a damn nice career.
I think.
But that's a lame name. That's really dumb.
We all need to deduct a point from ourselves for nobody saying Butthole Surfers.
That's true.
I like that name. It's nonsense, but I like it.
There's Rank You very much.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. The Vikings are in London. And what better time than right now to bring Sam Ekstrom onto the show? He's the host and executive producer with the Locked On Sports Minnesota Podcast Network. Sam, it's a pleasure to speak with you. I wish we had better news from last weekend's game. But looking ahead, let's just dive right in. The offensive line, how likely is it? Give me a percentage of optimism that the line will deliver for us on Sunday.
Oh, they're going to need a lot of help. I think because they are not counting on the line to deliver, I think the Vikings will do everything in their power to try and mitigate that with tight ends. I think they're getting their fullback, C.J. Ham, back. They're probably going to have to adjust the passing scheme to be a little quicker, a little shorter. I think they're going to do everything in their power to neutralize how woeful that offensive line has been, to the tune of a franchise record sack rate in 4 games. 13% of the time when they drop back, they're getting sacked. Worst in franchise history to this point.
Yeah, and not to mention also the offense has 19 penalty flags already in 4 games, 13 pre-snap penalties. I mean, this is just the football definition of a grease fire.
It's kind of bizarre that a couple new linemen things this much. It's like they're confused at the line of scrimmage. They don't know the snap count. They're slow to get to the line of scrimmage. A lot of delayed game penalties. They had a really bad one on that final drive against Pittsburgh. They're just not on the same page at all. And I think this raises the question of, is there a worse position in football to lose a starter at than offensive line? And I think the answer is no, because the drop-off from starter to backup is so great. Heck, a lot of the starters aren't that good to begin with in this league, and then you go to backups, and it is a crazy drop-off once you get 2 or 3 of them on the field at the same time. It's really visible how much weaker that line is for the Vikings.
You know, that's interesting you make that point because it's true. We see rookie offensive linemen really excel in this league. I mean, you're either really, really good or you're not. It's pretty simple, oversimplified, but kind of true, I guess.
Yeah, and the Vikings haven't drafted well at that position at all. That's going back years and years and years. I mean, they've taken a number of swings on mid-round linemen that have faltered. They've tried to give rookies like big roles early in their careers, and what you see early on is typically what you get. I mean, the Vikings have trotted out Garrett Bradbury and Pat Elflein and Ed Ingram and Drew Samia and any number of linemen over the years, and most of them have not been very good right away, and very few of them have ever improved off of that. It seems like the first impression is often the final impression with these linemen. They're hoping they have something with Donovan Jackson at left guard this year, but he's out with a wrist injury, so they don't even have him out there right now.
We just have so many fond memories of watching Fran Tarkenton scramble, 62 yards and never cross the line of scrimmage. Those were the good old days, huh? Sam Ekstrom's with us on Gorman in the Morning. Carson Wentz, take away a couple of tipped passes, as O'Connell said, and he's got a pretty clean sheet. I mean, this guy's playing. What are we getting out of him? Game manager, a game manager plus, game manager deluxe, or just a straight up game manager?
I don't know if it's deluxe. I think there's got to be a little bit more decisiveness once he drops back. I see in his eyes, he says, "Oh, I've got a lane here. I can move around in the pocket. I can run with the football." But he doesn't have the mobility to achieve it, and he gets himself in trouble. Took way too many sacks in the Pittsburgh game. I think that final number was 6. That doesn't include an intentional grounding the final drive. It kind of ruined things for the Vikings when they had a little momentum there, maybe get a game-tying field goal. It was kind of like the J.J. McCarthy game in Week 1. A little bit of ineptitude early on, maybe a lot of ineptitude. Didn't have a touchdown through 3 quarters. Furious comeback late, and in this case, it wasn't enough. I think they would like the game manager version of Carson Wentz that doesn't throw the interceptions or take that quantity of sacks. And unfortunately, he's got to face Myles Garrett and a pretty decent Cleveland pass rush this weekend.
Yeah, that defense is pretty stout, as Green Bay learned, although Detroit just turned them inside out this past weekend. There goes Ryder with her lion.
Of course.
So where does the hope come from based on what we saw Detroit do? What can we hope to put into place that might work against this defense? Because that front seven is intense.
You just got to run the ball. You got to run the ball really well, and that solves a whole lot of problems. I mean, then you're not asked to pass protect. You're not asked to drop back 7 steps on 3rd and 12. Like, if you can stay on schedule and run the ball like they did against Cincinnati 2 weeks ago, that's obviously going to solve a lot of your issues. And they didn't run it that well against Pittsburgh, who was pretty stout. Other side of the ball, like, obviously you're trying to take advantage of a rookie quarterback on the other side. They switched to Dylan Gabriel. You're trying to kind of, depress their point total, make it so you don't need to get in a shootout against the Browns, which, nobody has this year. They've only scored, I think, 14 points a game. Hopefully you keep it that way, so there's kind of a lower threshold to clear for this offense.
Speaking of Dylan Gabriel, first start ever. He is a rookie for the Browns. What are the cliff notes on this kid? What has he got that the Browns are excited to see? Yeah, well, Joe Flacco's 40. Right. Not moving around. Dylan Gabriel can move around. So, you go about 20 years younger at the quarterback position, and you've got some agility now. Dylan Gabriel was, COVID-era football player in college, got 6 years of college football. They were giving out those redshirt years, COVID years like candy. Played 6 years, has the all-time college record, 155 touchdown passes, and this is so classic college football. He played for 3 different schools. Yes. So he's an alum of 3 different places, ended in Oregon, and in that Oregon system, a lot of quarterbacks look very, very good, and he did. So he's going to provide a very different game plan for this defense than Joe Flacco would have. The Vikings faced Flacco last year with the Colts. They kind of ate him up. They dominated that game defensively. Now you've got to deal with a quarterback who's going to move a bit, and that always causes some more headaches. Right. Sam Ekstrom's with us on Gorman in the Morning. What's the latest with J.J. McCarthy? Is he? What's his fitness report these days?
Yeah, he's moving around a little bit at practice. He's doing some throws on the sideline, but I mean, this is again they're being, I think, overly cautious with that ankle. They want him to get through this week, then the bye week, and then I would expect he'll ramp it up in week 7. I think that's the date that you're circling to perhaps see him back, because if they believe this was longer than a 4-week injury, they would have put him on the IR. Yeah. So I think they're going to get to that 4th week, then probably get him going against Philadelphia. And I do think he will be the starter. I think Carson Wentz had a little audition here through 2 weeks. I don't think he's been so spectacular that you would, give the keys to him permanently. Yeah. I think this is probably his final start.
Sam, I don't want to jump the gun here, but how is there a creeping sort of dread that all these wonderful weapons we have will start looking around if we don't figure out the quarterback situation, if we don't figure out the offensive line?
Yeah, that's always a concern, or maybe it's the weapons that aren't, kind of what you expected either. Like, they got Adam Thielen in here, and he's really looked like a 35-year-old aging receiver for 4 weeks. TJ Hawkinson's a very expensive tight end, and he's been a bit of a non-factor, except for, a couple good plays in the Cincinnati game. So a little bit of both. I mean, they're maybe not getting as much as they hoped out of some of those weapons. And, Jordan Addison is due for contract talks after this year or the next year, and he might start looking around wondering, is this where I want to be long term? And the Vikings don't have a lot of money to spend on him, so maybe that's someone to be on the lookout for down the road. But man, it was nice to have him back last Sunday, wasn't it?
Yes, it certainly was. All right, let's shake off the Blues. Any silver linings? Any pleasant surprises thus far in 4 games?
I think the backup running back we saw against the Steelers, Xavier Scott, looks like the real deal. He caught that touchdown pass in the 4th quarter. They put him in the game plan wholeheartedly. This is a first-year Vikings, second-year NFL player. Kind of a circuitous route. He played for Connecticut in college. He played for Maine, and he found his way onto a practice squad last year. And he's really emerged for the Vikings. And suddenly it's got you wondering, when Aaron Jones comes back, how do they find reps for Xavier Scott? Because it seems like he deserves them both as a runner and a pass catcher. So I think that's kind of an individual player silver lining. And then on the other side of the ball, defensive tackle Jalen Redmond followed up Aaron Rodgers twice, couple sacks in that game. Yep. He has become the reason that they traded Harrison Phillips. I think this is the guy that they envisioned could take over for Harrison, and he absolutely has, and that's a really exciting young player on the defensive line.
All right, there's some building blocks. I'm liking it. A couple things before we get your pick for the game. Have you ever talked yourself out of a speeding ticket?
I am 0% success rate at that. I know. I don't have that many on the record. I think it's 3, but I am 0 for 3. And a couple times maybe I deserved it, and I didn't have to do any talking out of it. They just, they gave me the warning. But no, I'm not very convincing.
Okay, fair enough. And then lastly, and far more importantly, you ever been in a bar fight? Good old-fashioned, honest-to-God bar fight at Donnybrook, where everyone's kind of drunk and no one really lands a hard punch, but you feel like you're a tough guy when it's over. Ever?
Wish I could come up with a really good story on the spot and really, spin, twist your ear. But I don't have. Okay. I don't have it in the repertoire.
Have you looked at Sam's face? Nobody's punching him in the face.
No, I'm just saying. You never know. Right? There could be a hidden gem back in there, one of those, lost weekends in the Ekstrom files. Just curious.
Files, we like to call them. Steve, you regaled me with the 1998 Morton Anderson kick. I think that was your story, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Almost ended up in a Belgian jail that night.
Why did you need to bring that up again?
It's always there. Terrible. It's always sitting right there on the table. It's never really far from thought. All right, Sam. So we got Cleveland. We're in London. What do you think's going to happen? Give us your pick.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the rare blowout selection. I think that Brian Flores defense will really perplex and confuse this rookie quarterback. So I'm going to give Cleveland like 12 points. I'm going to give the Vikings 31-12. I think this is a much-needed laugher for the Vikes.
Very nice. I dig that pick. Right on. I hope you're right, man. Looking very forward to it. Sam, it's always a pleasure, brother. We'll talk to you next week.
Sounds good. Thanks, Steve.
See ya. Man, 31-12. That would be exactly what the doctor ordered.
Yeah, I would be very happy if that sounds far-fetched right now with where I feel as a fan. But.
Can I give you guys a little ray of hope? And it's tied to the Lions.
Okay.
But last year, the Lions went on this incredible streak where every team they played, even if they lost the following week.
Yep, I remember that.
And this has been going on so far this season for the Lions, and I know we're only going into week 4, but played Green Bay. Green Bay went on to lose the next week.
Yep.
Played the Ravens, and they beat the Ravens. Ravens still went on to lose to Kansas City. So last week played Cleveland.
That's right.
So there is a glimmer of hope right there.
There it is.
The Lions are poking holes in opponents that others are picking up on, apparently.
We appreciate that, Detroit.
You're just so tired after playing Detroit.
That's a fact.
They're running intelligence.
It's truly what it is. Hey, here's something kind of cool. You can meet up with Fletcher at the new Boot Barn in Maple Grove Sunday from 11 to 1 p.m.
Yeah, we're going to have live music, I understand. It's like a grand opening of the big new location in Maple Grove. It's my old stomping ground, so come on out. I guess we're giving away some boots. I don't have any more detail than that, but we're giving away some boots. So
the way I understand it, yes, live music, yes, boot giveaways, yes, prizes from KQ. That is at Boot Barn's new location off Main Street and Elm Creek Boulevard in Maple Grove, Sunday, 11 to 1. Go get you some boots.
Hang out, baby.
Maybe they'll be playing records by Boots Randolph, my mom's favorite saxophonist.
Yeah, of
Maybe
course.
not. No telling.
Probably.
A gentleman was pulled over in the state of Florida in a Toyota Camry, clocked at 124 miles per hour. Let's just start right there.
Damn.
I got a ticket once in West Texas in a Volvo wagon doing 90, and I was like, there's no way I was doing 90. The guy goes, yeah, you were doing 90. And I was like, and it wasn't like a brand new one. It was an older one. And I was like, and I said, I'll be honest with you. I had no idea this car could go that fast. And he goes, do you ever look at your speedometer? And I was like, well, I'm on a stretch of road that hasn't had a hill or a curve in like 100 miles. So sorry, I got a little distracted by the nothingness of it. And he goes, yeah, you were doing 90. But that's still 34 miles per hour slower than this guy in a Camry.
Right.
Yeah. When I think Camry, I think maybe you're shooting for 124 miles to the gallon.
Yeah, no kidding.
Not 124 miles per hour.
So he was not able to talk himself out of that one.
No.
That's a bummer. What did he try?
Not only was he doing 124 in a Camry at 3 a.m., but he did, while, by the way, racing a motorcycle that got away.
Oh.
They said the motorcycle probably hit more like 140. But he did then also try to get out of it by saying, but I really had to go to the bathroom. And then the cop said, basically, you just drove past a dozen gas stations, dude. But anyway, the point is this. We were talking about this, and then it led to, the times we've gotten ourselves out of speeding tickets, or at least tried to talk ourselves out. And the Luther Westside Volkswagen talking text line has loaded itself up all damn day. Fletcher, give me a few more.
I'm so glad I get to release this one because I've been reading it and laughing about it for an hour and a half probably. This is from Lee. He says, my buddy was pulled over for speeding, and when the officer asked why he was going so fast, my buddy replied, my wife is getting pregnant tonight, and I'd really like to be there.
Yeah.
Best place in the world to have herpes.
The officer laughed, told him to slow down and go straight home. No ticket.
Oh, man. Sometimes it's better to be a smartass than a dumbass.
It's always better,
Yeah.
I've found.
Brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant.
No, that's pretty good stuff.
MB texted in and said, driving to an after-bar party leaving downtown MSP in my fly yellow Corvette and got pulled over in Bloomington. My friend in the passenger seat, I guess, was too warm. Well, I guess was too warm. His passenger, there wasn't any punctuation here. It took me a second. She got out of the car and proceeded to take her shirt off with a giant chest. We got back in the car, and I guess the officer forgot why he pulled us over in the first place. We left with no ticket.
Wow. So those really are fun bags.
Yeah, they are. They truly are. Yeah, he said
figure.
Double F, I believe, is what he said.
I take that back.
Now.
I guess there's nothing fun about that.
Too much fun.
One more quick one from Blake. This is a good one. Although this sounds like cheating to me. Scrubs and an RN badge will go a long ways to get you out of trouble with the police.
Ooh.
Hey, with all that nurses have to go through, if we're going to give them a
really
pass
cheating.
on speating tickets, I'm all about that.
I'm
for sure.
definitely all about
Yeah.
that. I wonder if what if it's blood splattered scrubs? Then they're going to have to look in the trunk.
I think they're obligated to do some checking.
That's exactly what that's going to have to be.
Love the nurses. My mom was a nurse for many, many years at North Memorial, so props to mom.
Well, then, bless her and
Yep.
bless them all.
Yep.
I'm with you 100%. Here's your last word for the day.
All right.
And it is a word, johatsu.
Okay.
You ever want to get away? But for good? Because if you live in Japan, you can do just that. Thousands of people choose to vanish from their lives every year in Japan. The phenomenon is called johatsu.
Okay.
It means evaporation. A lot of people, sometimes they're burdened by debt, failed relationships, some sort of societal shame or pressure. They hire specialized companies known as, quote, night movers. They help you disappear without leaving a trace. This is real.
Is this legal?
They relocate, they find new housing, sometimes new jobs, and sometimes they completely cut ties with their old identities.
Oh,
and
man.
Japanese police typically don't pursue a missing adult unless a crime is suspected.
They got a few people there. So.
Meaning people disappear regularly without interference.
This sounds like a Tom Cruise movie.
Yeah. So johatsu can be an escape from unbearable circumstances, or others it's just, you just want to rebuild and do it all over again in anonymity. So I'm just saying, if you feel like you got to make a run for it, well, first you got to live in Japan. But then, But then call the night movers, baby.
Yeah.
It's like a scene from Breaking Bad, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Call a guy with a vacuum cleaning shop, and next thing you know, you live in New Hampshire with millions of dollars in cash in a barrel.
Right.
Is that how it works?
That's how it works.
Really?
There's your last word for the day, johatsu. Tomorrow on this show, Matthew Broussard, a very funny comedian, he's at Acme this weekend, will be joining us.
Nice.
We will be giving away sweet ticks, as in SUITE, the KQ suite for wild hockey games. Oh, that's always good. And then
Heck yeah.
we got to talk about what's coming up right now, Fletcher.
You know what? How about a deep track from the replacements in the 10 o'clock hour? Commercial free just after 11:45. And once again, as always, a couple of keywords that could get you $1,000.
Gorman in the morning is also Gorman on the go. Get the 92 KQRS app and stream live or catch the Gorman in the morning podcast anytime. 92 KQRS.